ATVs and shoot shotguns, you can totally do that. It does not matter.
Or you can move to the country, because
Yeah.
it does happen. Unable to connect to chat. Oh, that's lovely.
Oh, that's great.
That's YouTube.
Uh-huh.
Bastards. You can still see me, though. I'm still broadcasting. I just can't see what the hell's going on, so sorry about that, guys. And I don't have a way to pull up chat. But anyway, so I didn't know that it was just, you know, they were easing in. They were starting with Cub Scouts and all that.
This was a part of my topics that I was going to talk about. Was I have from a site called southernmin.com and an article that was on there. It says existing packs may choose to establish a new girl pack or establish a pack that consists of girl dens and boy dens or remain all boy pack. It doesn't matter. So in the Cub Scout this year, starting on January 1, it's co-ed up to the discretion of the pack itself.
Okay, now
So
just define age range for Cub Scouts.
Cub Scouts is soon going to be kindergarten, but currently is 1st through 5th grade.
Okay, so you got, you know, what, 5 to 11?
Yeah.
Okay, so and that's okay, I think. See, and here's the thing though. I don't want girls to lose the sight of what Girl Scouts is for, because I think that it is beneficial. And I don't want Boy Scouts to lose sight of why the Boy Scouts were around, because I think boys need to be taught boy things, and I think girls need to be taught girl things. So now, are we going to implement that into the scouting and say, okay, let's make sure that they're both getting? Because I would have learned.
Would want too is I would want. There's all these things that you can do. There's these specific things like, I don't know what would be specifics, but like certain things that boys have to do, and the certain things that the girls have to do differently, which I do believe is what they're going to be going with.
Okay, so let me throw this at you though.
Yeah.
I don't know if there is or not, but like, what if there was like, you know, a productivity badge or something during a camping trip that you're through, like where you have to, because like what my son had to do is they had to swim across this river. They had to grab some matches, swim back across, keeping them dry, light a fire, and that's a signal fire for them to come pick up in the middle of fucking mountains of Mexico. Which I was like, first of all, I was like, are these guys out drinking and they're snipe hunting? Is this a southern
snipe hunt?
Yeah, is this a snipe hunt? I was like, Zay, take your phone, bro, because if you need something, come, you know, call me. But you know, and I'm just thinking about the endurance and stuff. And are they going to have that same thing to get those achievements? Are the girls going to have to swim across that lake, grab that, and swim back? Because that was a lot of work. You know,
I've never had to do that.
Okay.
I've never had to swim across a river for anything, but there are certain, like currently you have to have 21 merit badges that are Eagle required. And like one of those, you get a couple choices, but for example, swimming, you have to pass the BSA swimmer's test. So you have to show the endurance. And I don't know if that's going to change because of that endurance is based on. And
I am by no means, I'm by no means saying women can't do it.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is I don't want to see like in golf where there's a separate team, because then it's like, okay, well, why is it the same thing? Yeah, why are we integrated if we're segregated? You know, it's and that's the thing. And goddamn it, if that's going to happen, you're going to be petty. Then I better get cookies twice a year. I'm just saying, and I think in the summertime they should be Boy Scout cookies, same cookies, because they're fucking amazing.
Girl Scouts Festival, really good cookies.
Oh my god, man! I remember when Zoe hit 2,700. They weren't, because it's hot in Texas. I was like 45 minutes away from New Mexico, and they would set up in different places like Walmart and stuff like that, and sell cookies. Well, I told Zoe, do grassroots, man. Go door to door, knock on doors. No one's doing it.
Yeah.
So that's what we would do. We'd knock on doors, and people were like, "Oh my god, I can't believe you're knocking on a door." And it wasn't like it is here where you have a piece of paper that says, "Here's the cookies we have, order them."
Yeah.
We had cookies. We picked up, like, there was semi-loads of cookies being dropped at Girl Scouts twice a week.
Yeah.
Full semi-loads, and we were just hammering them. And so my car, you know, my wife's car was filled with cookies, and I had just had surgery. I got hurt on location, and I was laid up. I couldn't lay down, so I'd sleep in the chair, and I would just sit there and I'd vape and watch TV all night because I couldn't sleep, and then I'd just look over. It was like, there's a whole wall of cookies, and I'm just like, oh, son of a bitch. So Zoe would wake up, and she'd be like, how much do you owe me? I owe you $12, so here you go. You know, or my friends would come over, and we'd start drinking, and they're like, dude, you got Girl Scout? Yes, I do.
Yes, I do. I got a whole wall.
So that's, you know, and that's how it worked. And we would be in different areas selling, and I'd have, you know, because there was several different troops that were between Midland and Odessa, and Zoe, we lived in Gardendale, which was like dead in the middle between Midland and Odessa. She went to Midland Scouts, I worked in Odessa, so we would, head over there because I knew the city. And those other moms would be like, well, what troop you with? And Zoe would say the troop. And she's like, you're not even, yelling at me. You're not even supposed to be here. This is our territory, Holmes. I'm like, what the? These are cookies.
Yeah, it's the same in Boy Scouts too.
Really?
Yeah, there's like, at least in my pack when I used to sell, because you sell throughout from the beginning when you start in first grade all the way into Boy Scouts. It's more pushed on the Cub Scouts because that's, there's bigger prizes. And it's more geared towards them. But even then, I remember vividly, we were walking door to door, and there was a couple parents that came up to my dad and started screaming at us because it was their district, it wasn't ours. And I was like, dude, it's just popcorn.
Yeah,
like
bad popcorn.
Bad popcorn. Stop. Like I love Scouts. I just wish they would fix their popcorn.
That is true, man. That is very, very, very true. And the thing is too, is like, you think they would just be happy. Well, if you ain't taking care of the neighbors, I'm taking care of the neighbors. So
yeah,
who cares? Just as long as the
it's
popcorn
all going to the same company.
Yeah, exactly.
It's all going back to them.
As long as the popcorn's getting sold.
Yeah,
that's all that matters. But then that teaches territory, and it teaches how to take care of customers if customers aren't being taken care of, and it teaches you to constructively find ways to deal with an irate customer. And then that's what it is. And you could scream back and yell back, and then next thing you know, you're just two crazy people screaming at each other. Or you can have them come on a show and you can talk to them. So that's what's really cool about it. I wish to God my post would work. Why are you not working?
The chat.
Yeah, the chat version is just not. I don't understand it. But the YouTube.
Technology.
Well, I had a really good co-host. Not that Zach isn't. Zach's amazing.
Yeah.
But my co-host back in Texas, Tyler, this dude, he worked for a radio station, and he just had it down pat, man. He had everything. Everything would work perfect. All I had to do is sit in front of the camera and have noise come out of my mouth. But so yeah, I don't even know how many people. I just see quotes. That's what I wanted. That's what I typed. So okay, it's on. So there you go. But what the hell was I saying? Oh, what the hell was I saying?
Politics, irate.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So it's just, our girl's gonna be able to handle that. Our girl's gonna, but our boy's gonna be able to go in and say, okay, well, it's our turn. Let's sell cookies, because that's what I think. If anything happens, I think, one of them has to disappear because it's going to become the Scouting of America.
Yeah.
So, and chances are it's going to be the Girl Scouts, which really sucks, but it is what it is. So there's no way we can lose Girl Scout cookies.
What I think is going to happen, once Girl Scouts go under, their patents are going to expire. So then I think BSA will just sort of nap those up, and then...
Well, and that's what I was talking about with Keebler, man. They came out with the Caramel Delights, and I forget what they're calling them, but the caramel whatever, but it's the, dude, same shit. It's the cookie.
It's the same thing.
It's the same freaking cookie. And then they got Thin Mint ones, and they got, now there's cereal. And I don't know if the Girl Scouts have any affiliation with the Girl Scout cereal that I see, because they got Thin Mint cereal and Samoa cereal.
They might. I don't know.
But I know that in its heyday, the Girl Scouts were like government strong and could make decisions and sway decisions. And I know that it's, and I think the reason why they lost that validity, and I don't think the Boy Scouts took it away, because I think the Boy Scouts lost it too, is just we as a society don't believe in having our kids go to Boy Scouts or Girl Scouts to better themselves. We think that means that we're bad parents, that
that we can't do it.
Exactly. And that's complete bullshit. Because I think that every kid should experience scouting in some kind of capacity, just for camaraderie and friendship. And you don't really hear, because my son was bullied a lot. I mean, he was a big kid and not fat. He's just, like when he was 10 years old, he was, almost 6 foot tall. He was just a tall ass kid.
I'm only 5'5".
You know what I'm saying? And so kids would pick on him all the time. And he told me, he's like, the only time I really don't get picked on is when I'm at Scouts.
Yeah.
Because all the other kids that got picked on, so to speak, are there.
At Scouts. Yeah.
So
I don't fit in with the normal subtype of Scouts. But a lot of them are the sheltered, get made fun of, weird nerds that we just huddle towards ourselves.
But that's what I think. That's what they need, man. You need a place where you can just be you.
Yeah.
And whatever it is, because like he was going to Toledo Technology, TTA.
Yeah.
And his grades slipped because he thought since he aces every single test, he shouldn't have to turn in his homework, which,
Me too.
guess what? So now he's at start, but he gets to reapply for TTA next year.
Yeah.
And he was building battle robots, and, you know, I was sitting there waiting for him to get out of school, and I seen him, and he wasn't coming to the car. I was like, dude, I'm getting ready to honk the horn, but here comes some of his friends. They're talking, goofing around, and I was like, this is where, you know, the nerds go to be nerds.
Yeah.
And it's perfectly okay.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think there's anything wrong with that, and I think it's great that they can experience that and they can be what, because, you know, you don't really go to some place like that and because high school, first of all, for me, high school was horrible.
I loved
my high school life was terrible, and that's why I went through and, you know, was looking for scouting and went past and went further into Royal Rangers. Is just because I was searching for. I lost my dad when I was 2. I lost my mom when I was 10. I didn't have anything, you know. Oh, it is what it is. But so to find that, you know, I wanted something deeper than Scouts, so that's why I went to the Royal Rangers. But it's just good because you don't see, because like in my high school, everything was cliquey. Yeah. The jocks hung out with the jocks, and, you know, the stoners hung out with the stoners, and, you know, the burnouts hung out with the burnouts, and the preps hung out. You know, everything was all segregated, and you might have had a friend in one or two, but like in 1990, 1991, it got really bad, where it was, you know, I had black friends I couldn't hang out with because I was Mexican. Yeah. And I had white friends I couldn't hang out with because I was Mexican, because my white friends were like, what the fuck are you doing? You know, you're supposed to be with your people. I'm like, this is high school. Like,
yeah, I'm not supposed to be.
Yeah, why am I supposed to do that? This is complete idiocy.
I'm supposed to learn social stuff.
You know, and then from that point on, it just progressively got worse and worse. And
yeah,
you know, I mean, I'm sure you're 20, right?
Yeah.
Like, you could probably see it worse than when you were in school. You know, it's just,
oh my god.
Because that's the thing. Even when you were getting picked on and stuff like that, when you came home, that was your time to be like, okay, well, tomorrow's going to be a better day. I'm going to will it to be a better day. Yeah. You get to rest out. You know, and this is your home, your sanctuary. We didn't have this shit.
Yeah.
We didn't have this idiot box that we stare at, and now kids are being keyboard warriors, and you should go kill yourself, and blah, blah, you know. And
yeah, there's a lot of cyberbullying.
And that, you know, and I never thought that was ever going to be a thing. And even when I was a kid, I look at it and I say, you know, I was bullied all through high school, but it was just high school to me, you know.
Yeah. Because whatever.
Yeah, the kids in I had 3 other friends in my crew, and they went through the same shit. It's just what you went through. We never cried foul. We never said, you know, I'm offended. We didn't turn into, you know, snowflakes. Sorry, guys. It was just something that you dealt with and you moved on. I'm not saying that's right.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not saying that that's, you know, every kid needs to deal with that. It's going to build character. No, you know, there's many a times where I cried myself to sleep and wish to God I didn't want to go to school. It was just horrible. But, you know, I prevailed and went through, and I love going to my reunions now, because all like the chicks that used to make fun of me and stuff like that, they're all fat. And I was like, I was fat when I went to school. I stayed the same.
I stayed the same.
You know, and well, actually, I had my gastric bypass surgery 59 days ago, and you know, I've lost 103 pounds. So I can't wait for the next one. I'll be in a Speedo, and I'll be like, Steve-O. No, that's not going to happen. I'm never going to be a medium.
Yeah. I loved my high school career, man. Like I said, I went to Toulouse school there. We were pretty open with anything and everything you want.
See, that's so cool. Yeah. And I don't understand why Start and, you know, Whitmer. Why can't they follow that program?
I don't know, man.
You know,
I don't get it. I graduated with 82. They graduate with 600, so it might be like a numbers thing.
Yeah.
I don't know, but from the day that I got into that school, which was 6th grade, until I graduated, I loved almost every minute of it. So. And they were very, very accepting of my scouting career. Mm. I built my Eagle Scout project for the school.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I was in the steel drum band at the school, and our rack, which holds around like $14,000-$15,000 worth of steel drums, could sway
like the
no shit. Like island music.
Yeah.
Yeah. I did that through my entire high school career.
That's amazing. Yeah. I have a friend of mine that was in vaping. His name's Mike. He goes by Zen, and he made. Where the hell? This is the device that changed vaping forever. It was just a new design. It's very small, very compact. Takes an 18500 battery. It's got a DNA 40 in it. Everybody wanted this.
Okay.
It was called the ZNA because it has a DNA board in it. I thought they should have called it the Rocketeer because for some reason it looks like the Rocketeer. But I had to wait. I was in DC and I was getting ready to. We actually were a vendor in DC, and I seen Mike. I was like, dude, please tell me you have some ZNAs. He's like, I got a couple. I was like, please.
Yeah.
And he ended up selling it to me. But since all the regulations and stuff, a lot of companies stateside have shut down. And he hasn't quite shut down, but he also does the drums, you know, for like drum corps and stuff like that.
Yeah.
He does special engraving on the steel pans.
Yeah.
Yeah, and dude, this engraving is just absolutely phenomenal. And
Wow.
he just kind of fell into this guy, like he worked for the military.
Okay.
And came up with this. Well, the stuff that's on this is called Zen coating, and it doesn't scratch, it doesn't chip, it doesn't fade, it doesn't. It's like this thing he came up with, and the military's like, yeah, you're gonna come work for us, or you're going to jail for a long time. Like I interviewed him, and he's an amazing guy. So it's like, you know, he found something to change, you know, change it back, and he's an avid scout, you know, and it's just like that's you find stuff out like that, and it's like, okay, well then there's all these people that were the ones that I looked up to in my life that I found out were scouts.
Mm-hmm.
Is that going to be shadowed by this? Is that going to hinder it? And
I don't think so. I don't think so at all. Because honestly, in my personal opinion, I want equality just overall. I want women to have the same exact rights and opportunities that I was presented with in any situation that I could have been presented with.
Okay.
So if a girl can get Eagle Scout, that leads her to get a job, so be it. Because the current in Boy Scouts, we have what's called the Venture Program,
okay,
which allows girls to be in, but after 14.
Mm-hmm.
And they have their equivalency of Eagle Scout, but it's called the Silver Award. But that's not going to get you a job. My Eagle Scout has gotten.
Oh, absolutely. That's like the Red Sox crew. That's a very small, very very small, you know, class that you graduated from, and that's lifetime. Like if especially CEOs and stuff, if they know that you have your Eagle Scout, you're almost in.
Oh my gosh, I don't know how people wouldn't know I'm an Eagle Scout. I got it tattooed on my body.
Oh, man. See, there you go. And he's like the white Martin Luther King. He has a dream that little girls and little boys will be able to hold hands in the woods and not rape each other, you know. But it sounds good on paper, and it sounds good for both organizations if they would merge. They need to get married. You know, I mean, honestly, they do.
I wish they would.
But here's the thing: with that happening, how long before something bad happens? Because it just seems like, you know, in the world today, man, you know, things that sound like they're going to be great end up in just being tragic. Like, you know, going to see a concert, you know, in, you know, an outside venue and being gunned down, or you go to see Batman and a guy comes in and shoots himself. You know, it's something bad. It's not if anymore, man. It's when. And I just don't want to. And everybody probably thought that I was very self-centered and saying what I said about being, you know, girls being in the Boy Scouts. But I just don't want to see anything happen to my Boy Scouts, because that's where a lot of boys turn to because like I said, I lost my dad at a very young age. I didn't have a male, you know, figure. Yeah. I don't know how to change my oil. I don't know how to work on a carburetor well, I do now, but nobody has a carburetor anymore. But, you know, I didn't have any of those life lessons that dads teach their children growing up. And I was looking for that, and I found it in Scouts. And it benefited me well. And I want to make sure that any kid that's in that situation that I was in has that opportunity. That's why I wanted to do this on a local level. And I want, you know, it'd be great if I could get, you know, somebody to cover a blurb of this on the news or something, just to say, hey, we are thinking about this. And all it's going to do is shine a light on the Girl Scouts and the Boy Scouts and maybe boost numbers. And, you know, if you can get enough people looking into it, maybe we can get something done on a local level and put some fail-safes in place. Rivy Sticks, is that you?
No. That's someone I know.
Oh, okay. Mike Rowe is an Eagle Scout. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Here's what I wonder. As an ex-Boy Scout, we did the Klondike. Weekends of camping, had some serious touch football games, obstacle courses, and a bit more physical stuff. Not sure if they do this anymore, but will the girls be able to do that?
They still do. I participated in a couple Klondikes myself. At the camp we got a couple obstacle rings, and at the other camp that we own, we have a full-scale high obstacle course. So it's like you're 50 feet off the ground. You're doing like rope tired from rope tired. You're, you know,
so like some American Ninja Warrior shit.
Yeah, but I mean, you've got, you know, fail safes and stuff. Yeah. And people are watching you and you're harnessed in and the whole 9 yards. But all you got to be is like 13. You can start doing this.
Wow.
Yeah. So I would totally want girls to be able to do Klondike and all these different events that I was able to do. Totally.
And then this Ralnick says, my daughter was in the Girl Scouts and they didn't go camping because the girls were afraid of being away from home. I can see that too, because my daughter was afraid for being away from home. But what my wife did is she became a den mother, and that cleared all that. Depending on how much you want to be in, because here's the thing: I don't think the Boy Scouts or Girl Scouts or the Boys and Girls Club or any of those guys should be a baby. It's not a babysitting tool. You don't drop them off so you can go drinking and or whatever it is that you're going to do, and then go pick your kid up and be like, oh, I wish they would do this every day. No.
This is a big problem with us. Is a lot of parents do see it. Especially summer camps. They see summer camps as just, I send my kid away for a week. That's fine.
Yeah, and now I got a week that I don't have the kids, and that's horrible.
Yeah.
And I think if you really want to be in, and I'm not saying that you're not, sir. I'm not saying that you're a bad person because you didn't go and become, a helper or whatever in the Girl Scouts. I'm just saying that, for my wife, her answer was, okay, well, how about I just go with you? And that's what she did, and it worked well. And they stayed the night in the middle of SeaWorld.
Yeah,
which is
dope as hell.
What the heck? I mean, they stayed in the penguin exhibit because it is Texas. They're like, okay, where's the coldest spot? That's where we're sleeping. They did have this other, I can't remember. My wife knows because she went camping there. All the den mothers went camping for a weekend, and something hill. I don't know. But at any rate, like, it was a a campground place, but they had a cabin and they had a swimming pool, and they didn't have to start their own fires. Like, that's what my daughter Zoe wanted. She's like, I want to learn how to make a fire. I want to learn how to make a lean-to. I want to, learn, like, God forbid if something happens, I want to learn how to make a shelter so I can, it's a good thing to know. Like, we used to talk prepping all the time because there's some stuff that happened in Odessa and Midland a couple years ago with them closing down a Walmart, and the military came in and they were actually doing door-to-door searches trying to take our guns, and it was bad. Like, the Texas Rangers got into it and told the government get the fuck out.
Jeez.
Yeah, I mean, it was legit. They're bringing in coffins. Like, they're like, oh, we have to shut down Walmart because the bathrooms are broken. Okay, I don't know if you know anything about Walmart. They're not shut down for nothing.
No.
They gave all the food away. They shut it down. Next thing you know, it's military. You were arrested on site if you were caught on the location at all, anywhere. It was crazy. So, I was like, I wish this would have happened in Ohio because Canada's only an hour away.
Yeah.
But now I'm like, okay, I got a long way to go. And I just started talking to some friends. They're like, well, you need to learn to, prep and take care of a bug out bag and, to situate yourself. So if something like that does happen, you understand it. And of course, all these conversations happen at the vape shop. My daughter would be there all the time. So now she hears it. And that's why she's like, well, I want to, if something does happen, I want to be able to take care of myself. What if we get separated?
Yeah.
I'm like, exactly.
And that's what I think. We already have the model that girls could do that in. We have the Eagle required merit badges are the ones that teach you that. So there's preparedness or something is the name of it, and you have to go out and create your own fire. You have to go out and create your own shelter and sleep in it for the entire weekend as part of this merit badge to even get it. So I think if we can just integrate the girls into that system so they get those same merit badges, they do those same things, then it will accomplish the same thing.
So what do you do when little Patty Pumpkin Spice is like, but it's hard? Now she's just going to get a, well, at least you tried badge?
That's the thing. In Scouts, that's not a thing. In Boy Scouts, we don't, like, if we have countless merit badges, like horsemen.
But they mean something, though.
Nah, not really.
Really?
Yeah, we have like a dentistry merit badge.
Really?
Yeah. You can just, you go take it and then you learn how x-rays work and do whatever.
Zach said if he was in there, he'd steal a penguin. Really, Zach? Really? That's what you're getting out of this conversation.
But those are just extraneous ones. And I learned, some of them, you can learn good stuff in, like painting, teaches you how to repair drywall. Which, as like a 14-year-old boy with stress and everything, you need to learn how to repair drywall.
Amen, brother.
So, there are some ones that do help, but we have just as much BS. And if they want to go through the BS, they can, but they're just not going to get Eagle. They're not going to get the same.
Do you think that they need to go through, if they decide to merge these two together, go through the merit badges and go? Of course, you're going to have to write a new book.
Yeah.
I mean, that's going to have.
100%.
Do you think they need to streamline that and get rid of some of these?
It's great that you have opportunities, but the problem is with the merit badges, you have to have the people to train the kids to get the merit badges. So, like, part of the scouting is to get your 21 Eagle, you have to go find someone that teaches this specific merit badge because it might not be offered at some camps.
Okay.
So
if for
you
like the
wanted to-
dentistry, you would have to go.
you'd have to go find someone who has it and can teach you about it. And the only reason I even know about it is because the National Scout Jamboree, they offer every single merit badge.
Oh,
So
right on.
I went and
So you can go and network yourself.
yeah, you can understand and get the merit badges that you don't normally get.
Nice.
But all those aren't required. You know?
So you think it needs to be streamlined a little bit?
Yeah, 100%. I think they need to take some of these weird, extraneous ones out.
And then you don't want to see any of the Girl Scout ones to come over, like, you know, shorthand writing.
Yeah. I mean, there's probably some good ones that they could integrate over. I don't know the Girl Scout program enough to say which ones, but I definitely think most of what I've seen, I would not want to come over.
Now, before this had happened, before this was even a thing, you've been in forever. Was there any like opportunities, or were there any times in your scouting career that you guys did team up with the Girl Scouts to do things, or to have some kind of sale, or to generate funds for your individual camps or anything?
No.
Ever, never?
Nope. We have different camps. We have completely different camps, and like I said, we're different organizations. So, the camp that I work on, we do have Girl Scout troops that do come out and camp for a weekend, but they don't. When the couple that I had on a troop camp out, they didn't even know how to make a fire. They had to ask us to make the fire for them. And that was like a big problem to me. I'm like, if you're going to go camping, you should probably know how to make a fire.
Exactly.
Right?
So why aren't they? Like, why aren't they?
I don't know. I don't know.
Has anybody asked the Girl Scout Commission? Has anybody asked you guys, like, why aren't you teaching your kid? Really? Your kid can't start a fire?
They have. There's been conversations between, I believe, the national executives of BSA and GSA. And the Girl Scouts just don't want to change.
That's just crazy.
And like from what I saw, from what people showed me, the Girl Scout rank advancement was based on what I would deem as sexism traits. So teaching the girls how to cook, how to clean, how to sew, how to, do basic chores around the house, like very old-timey thoughts. When the same age level kid in the Boy Scout program can shoot shotguns and he has the freedom, he still has to learn how to clean and cook and stuff, but he gets to do whatever else on top of that.
See, and that's the thing, like my son's 14, my daughter is 12, about to be 13, whatever. But she had to show him how to use the washer and dryer because he had no clue.
Yeah.
He doesn't know how to wash his clothes.
I didn't know until I was like 11.
Yeah, she had to, show him how to use the stove, and she's like the second mom.
Yeah, I still don't cook. I just don't cook.
Yeah, he would start. Well, if it's a nugget or a strip, he's good. If it's
good.
chicken,
Whatever.
But he's just like starting to learn how to use the stove and stuff, and I think that's something that needs to be taught in scouting. Boy and Girl Scout is just, I think they need to teach them how to balance a checkbook and how to manage money properly.
Yeah.
I think that should be let's give them. Here's a fundamental set that before you can even say that you're going to be a scout, these are the things. These are some of the prerequisites you need to do.
That you should know.
Exactly, like how to build a damn fire. If you're going to go out in the woods, learn how to build a fire.
Yeah,
learn how to know which leaves to wipe your ass with, because that's a big mistake.
In the T21 program, which is the first 3 ranks, you learn that. You learn your basic knots and lashings. It's all fundamentals. You learn the different types of fires, the different types of wood. You learn the differences between poison oak and poison ivy and poison sumac. It goes a little bit into like what berries you can eat and what you can't, but if you want to learn more about that, there's the Ecology Merit Badge, which is a required, but it's one of those that you get a choice on between that or a different one.
Okay.
So we do have those fundamentals, but that's just the first half of our program. And the back half is doing leadership. Like the last 3 ranks is you have to serve a position leader in your troop. You have to do so many community service hours for your rank. And you have to get these required merit badges. And that's it. So it's more based on leadership and ability to work and less about those fundamentals.
See, and I know like one of the things too that like in Xavier with his troop that he was in, if he forgot his book, when he went to his meetings, if he forgot his book, it was 10 push-ups. You had to do 10 push-ups.
That's now considered hazing.
And I think that's horrible. I think that's you need to remember you need that book.
Yeah.
That book is the reason why you're there.
I think Boy Scouts is a little bit too pushy with some of the rules like that, because something we used to do at our scout camps was if you lost your book or hat or whatever, it was yours, somebody found it, they bring it to the cafeteria, and then at lunch you had to sing a song in front of everybody. It was just like I'm a little teapot, whatever, but it's just something just to be like, hey, don't be an idiot.
Think for a second.
Yeah, think. Make sure you know what you're doing. But they've completely cracked down on that. They say you cannot do that at all.
See, no,
I don't agree with that at all, dude.
Yeah,
Look,
see,
I'm on your side on that.
You know, because that's what I was. My follow up was going to be now. Are these same things going to be geared towards the girls too? But if they're getting rid of it all, see, and that's oh shit. Hold on a second. Derek. Oh, okay. My friend Derek in Texas. He's like, my sister. Oh, please don't. Let me read it first because I don't trust Derek. My sister was a Girl Scout. Okay. He said my sister was a Girl Scout and got bored and joined the Boy Scouts with him, so she could do something other than trace leaves and braid hair. And I here's the thing. I agree with that because, okay, what came first, girls or Boy Scouts?
Boy Scouts.
Okay. How long?
Okay. Boy Scouting in Europe was first. It started by Lord Baden-Powell in like 1908 or something. Then some dude was like, yo, I think this is a really cool thing. So we're
Stop. Please tell me you've seen Drunken History.
A little bit, but not anything related to the topic.
No, I know. Okay, but just when you said yo, I put in my head where like he's like, yeah, if you guys haven't watched Drunken History, do yourself a favor. Side note, I'm sorry, but anyway.
Yeah. He went over there on a trip and he was like, this is really cool because the story that's passed around in scouting is that this young European Boy Scouter helped him cross the street in a deep fog.
Okay.
And he was like, I want the youth of America to be like this. Brought it back, and Lord Baden-Powell's wife had a similar thing for girls in Europe, and this guy's wife brought it back and created the Girl Scouts Association.
So they knew each other.
Yeah, these two guys were married, and the husband made Boy Scouting in America as popularized as it is, and Girl Scouting was made popular by his wife.
So how did it take two fundamentally different paths? I don't know, especially if they were married.
I have no clue on that.
Do you think some of the rules and regulations for each of them were governed by or like their relationship with each other had something to do with that? Maybe she was more submissive and
and then this was also back in 1910, 1911.
Yeah, it wasn't last week.
This is my big problem with Boy Scouting. I'm happy that we're going like this because when we were made, women couldn't vote, blacks weren't even people, and we're not like that anymore. You can be black and be in scouting. You can be a woman and still be what I would say be in scouting.
Okay. At a certain in 2 years.
Yeah,
it'll be fully integrated.
2019. Yeah.
It'll be fully integrated, guys. So, Relic says, no offense taking. I was a helper. All they offered was a day-long group camp in my building. My daughter learned more from family camping, and that's true. And I understand that, and I think maybe you did well by doing that. If she wasn't getting what she needed in Girl Scouts, and it wasn't an opportunity for you to help her, take them camping on their own and teach them. You can teach them that way.
Boy Scouts isn't for everyone. No, there's Girl Scouts.
And that's the thing. It's just this is just in a situation where you take kids that have interest, and you're putting them together just because it helps them with networking and learn how to be, how to communicate well with other people and, not to be socially awkward. Scouting taught me how to speak in front of people. Yeah. When I started DJing, like when I left here and moved to Texas, my last show, there was almost 20,000 people, wow. And then I would do outdoor events and stuff in Texas that were, humongous. And I have no problem talking in front of people, but I wasn't like that. Yeah. Before Royal Rangers or the Boy Scouts, it's just
similar, very similar.
I was very quiet, and I was, I was like, if you ever meet Zach, I think, that's Zach's very quiet spoken. That's the way I was. And I just had this epiphany that, damn it, I'm not going to go through this, this whole life with just not being heard. Yeah. Yeah. I ain't dropping any frames. I have 0 frames. Shit.
Technical issues.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to. Is it still dropping? No, we're good. So sorry, I must have some bad internet. You kept buffering, losing 75 cents. It just happened, sir. Ralnick. Is that one of your friends? All right. I'm trying to figure it out right now to see why it's dropping. Let me try to. I learned how to boil water in a plastic bucket in Boy Scouts. Use that. I bet you use that a lot, Derek. Is it still buffering? I can't tell. Let me go on the page. Hold on. See, this is why I like having my other people here, and they do this.
The other people that do that for you. Yeah.
Yeah, it's buffering. God damn it.
Can they still hear
Pause.
us?
No, it's straight circle of death. Hold on a second.
Okay.
Come on. Let's test my stream.
I also have some stuff about there was a portion where BSA fought for their right to have boys only.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I've got some stuff on that.
What is going on? Okay, well, hold on a second, guys. Let me write something. Maybe to. Why won't it let me get into tools? Settings. That's don't touch nothing in there. Click here for analyzing the issue. Okay. I'm analyzing the issue. I don't want to read anything. Just fix it. Upgrade now. No, I don't want to upgrade now. Dashboard. This. Okay, well, we're just going to do it the old-fashioned way.
So you said you're related to Tanya?
Yeah, she's my cousin.
It's so weird.
You are now recording live. Okay. Welcome back, guys, I think, maybe. Hopefully I'm not dropping frames again. Nope, no frame drops. Okay, well,
looks like we're back?
I'm hoping.
Okay.
If not, what the hell is that? Oh. Nope, I'm dropping. Damn it, why? I don't understand why I'm dropping frames. I did a test on everything. Remember to mute the stream to avoid audio loopback. Durr. Okay, I think it's...
Think we're back up?
I think we're about... I don't see frames dropping, so that's a good thing. Let me put... Are we back? Are
we back alive?
We live? No, because I see the little fucking circle thing. It just completely gave up on me. Oh, that... Hey, there it is. Okay, perfect.
We're good?
Yes, we are good.
Okay.
These guys again. Shut up, Derek. So anyway, I'm sorry, guys. For some reason, I'm dropping frames, and I don't know why. And it was... I have 100 MIPS, so I don't understand why the hell I was dropping frames. Hey, if anybody knows anything about anything, come make my shit work. But I forget where we are when stuff happens. So let's
well, I can just pick up on that
okay.
Thing. Yeah. So something interesting that I found was I don't really know when this happened, but there was a court case that went all the way up to the Supreme Court. Boy Scouts of America versus Dale decision, and it affirmed that it is a private organization and that it can set its own membership standards to allow only boys. And I believe this was, I thought it said back in the 90s or something like that, so only like 20 years ago, they were defending their own right to be an only boy club. But now we're trying to push to be against that.
You're always under the tail. What the hell does that mean, Derek? Derek says weird things. I'm not dropping frames. I love you, Derek. Okay, so in the 90s, they were saying we don't want girls.
And now in the...
Now they're like, come on.
2010s, yeah.
Well, you know, here's the thing. I mean, like you said, I can see where maybe it'd be nice to boost up, you know, membership.
We've lost like 40% of our members.
Now, what do you think causes that? Like, what do you think causes the...
A lot of it is sports related. We have a lot of kids that drop. They go like you did all the way through Cub Scouts, get into 6th or 7th grade, and then they drop because football or baseball or something because that's taking up a portion of their time. So
Yeah.
That's something we've been trying to combat, which is hard. But the other section of it that I've heard is that we're so exclusive because up until 2013 or something, we were anti-gay and anti-women. So we were very exclusive.
So if you were a gay boy, you weren't allowed in the Boy Scouts?
Not at all. Yep.
Okay. Why?
Their reasoning for it was that um, part of the scout oath is a scout is reverent, which means you have some sort of an affiliation to a religion or a spirituality. And they said a lot of that conflicts with homosexuality.
So it's Christian. It's somewhat Christian based.
Yeah,
is what
because
you would
we
say.
are a huge Christian-based organization, but we are not Christian. We're not.
Yeah, it's not like it's not like the
Not
Royal
the-
Rangers
yeah.
that were like this, because that's what it first and foremost.
Yeah, that is
Yeah.
a Christian organization. We are not. You're allowed to be Buddhist, Hindu,
Whatever.
Wiccan, whatever.
So it was more because of your Christian, or I can't say your. It was more because of the Boy Scouts Christian heritage or whatever.
Yeah.
Not because I don't want boys to be raping other boys in the woods.
Yeah,
Okay.
we cracked down on that with the youth protection. That the whole
See, 'cause that's-
molestation thing was youth protection.
Because did it happen? Was there a case? Did something happen? Was there issues or?
With the gay,
Yeah.
I mean, there's been years of people being bullied and hazed in scouting.
Well, I mean, like molested. Like, did you guys have any like
Oh.
gay Boy Scout molested another Boy Scout? Or
Not
I know there was
really.
some troop leader stuff that happened, like sparsely.
Yeah, I mean, there's always when you have 2.1 million members, you're gonna have a few cases in there.
And
but-
that is true. And
Yeah.
and the thing is, I can't blame the Scouts for that, because nobody can say this is 100%.
Yeah, scouts do not condone molestation, and that is why everyone is forced to go through that training because they want to make sure that we are super against this and that everyone knows what you're supposed to do. And if you're caught doing, I know people were fired because of a youth protection violation because
So it's not like the Catholics, and I am Catholic, guys. So, but it's not like, okay, well, this priest is doing bad, let's just put him in another church, or they send him to another troop. It's, we're going to prosecute you.
Yeah, if you break youth protection on a serious enough level, because there's some weird minor stuff that nobody cares about. But the guy was fired for sharing swim shorts with. He was 18 and the guy he shared it with was 17, and they were both in the same locker room. He was like, "Hey, I needed some swim shorts for swimming," and he was like, "Here, I got an extra pair." But they changed in the same room. And because he was 18 and the other kid was 17, the 18-year-old got fired because of.
And that's on his record forever and ever, amen. Like that's.
Yeah, that's in his Boy Scout record, and they can just be like, yeah, you're kicked out because of the youth protection.
Now,
violation.
was there? Did you know these people? Or
Yeah.
okay, so you know who these people were.
Staff members that I worked with.
Okay, now was there any further action taken legally? Like, did they file
there
charges?
was no legal.
Okay,
anything.
so
Yeah, it was
he
just,
doesn't have to register as a sex offender.
No. He just
Because-
got kicked out of the Boy Scouts, and he couldn't affiliate with BSA anymore.
Wow.
Which was, I thought, so extreme for just, nothing even happened. It was just he changed in the same room as another staff member who was 4 or 5 months from turning 18.
Mhm.
But because of the difference, it caused him to do it.
Derek says, boys only club has its points, but girls don't always want to trace leaves and braid hair. And I understand that.
Yeah.
But just say you did a overnighter at camp, it gets iffy on things. Then that's what we're talking about. It's not like like when I was in Scouts, we did our snipe hunt, we ran around. I used to bring a ton of liquor because I was a horrible Boy Scout. So we'd all get drunk in the woods and
Yeah.
shit like that, or whatever,
Yeah.
smoke cigarettes and stuff like that. But then when it was like the nighttime, we got cleaned up, got everything straightened up. We built a big ass fire, and we all sat around the fire. We all told stories and stuff, and it was like you went to bed when you went to bed.
Yeah.
It wasn't like, hey, it's time to go to bed.
Oh, no.
We were up, man, because it's
Yeah.
like, and then you could tell the scoutmasters are like, these goddamn kids, they just won't go to sleep. And they would
Yeah.
just pass out.
Yeah.
And we'd be up all night, just goof around and, sharpening sticks and, just
Doing whatever.
boy stuff,
Yeah.
Now, what happens when that happens and there's girls in the mix?
See, and we already have, like I said, protections to make sure. So, if it gets sort of iffy, but the baseline rule is that you cannot have girls sleeping in the same section as boys.
See, here's the thing.
And that they just are saying that so that we don't, so that 2 14-year-olds aren't hooking up in the same cabin. It's still going to happen because
It's not 100%. You
yeah,
can't say it.
and I can walk from my cabin to their cabin. It's not going to change.
Exactly.
But it's just another layer of protection to allow that.
In school, did
Or
you
to
go
not allow it.
I don't know if you guys did it. Like when I was in grade school, 6th grade, we went to Camp Store.
Yeah, I was supposed to go to Camp Store, but
I guess there's some new
to,
camp now that they go to.
yeah, I went to Machindo.
Machindo, yeah, that's the
Yeah.
one my daughter went to. Because I was telling her, oh, wait till you get to Camp Store. You know, there's a
Whitney
thing.
still goes to Camp Store.
Do they? Because
Yeah.
they had this thing when I was a kid. I don't know if they still have it, but they had these two little dress up kids. They're called Spick and Span, and they would go through and they would make. Which first of all, the Spick thing.
Oh wow. Okay.
You know, but the Spick and Span was actually it was a cleaning detergent that you would use, and they'd go through and if you because everybody took turns cleaning the latrines. And if you did a good job, you got this golden toilet seat award, which means you were allowed to go up and get your dessert first. And, you know, just like goofy things like that. And I was telling her, oh, wait till you see the Spick and Span thing and the golden toilet seat award. And, you know, you'll notice your fork is upside down from everybody else. That means you have to go get drinks for everybody. And just, you know, goofy things. Yeah. And she said none of that happened at Machindo.
Yeah, when I went to Machindo, there was, like, we had the toilet paper award for whoever had the cleanest bathrooms. Mm-hmm. And I believe they got to eat first. Yeah. So, but that was about it.
See, I liked it because they had a weather machine there, so you could go there and, you know, we'd do the weather and stuff, and we would, get this, guys, we would wake up and say the Pledge of Allegiance.
We, Scouts still do, yeah. That's still part of our...
But, I mean, this was in school. Like, they don't do that.
They took it
God forbid you say the Pledge of Allegiance, because now everybody's a Kaepernick fan, so they're all going to kneel. Let's see, Derek's on it. Derek said I did that once a week week-long trip to Big Bend, and was 2 girls in my troop. We still no. One of the girls bit the head off a snake. Well, see, that tells you right. That'll show you that there's crazy bitches out there, and you need to stay away from them. Glad they got to post. So, but you know, here's the thing. My thing is, I think it's see, because I'm torn now that I've talked to you. Yeah. And you know, which I didn't think was going to happen. I thought I was going to be like, too bad, dude. You're not going to get me into this. You know.
Really.
So I applaud you for that.
Yeah. Oh man, I was super pumped when you said something.
But I'm not 100% on it because I still think that there is a little bit of what if. Because, like you said, you know, and we've been saying over and over again, it's not 100%. We can't say the girls can't. Because I mean, in Camp Store, dude, we used to go over to the girls' side all the time. Yeah. And I did it. When I was in it's gonna happen. And what is that gonna do to Scouts? Because now you're putting you know, that's like saying, well, we're gonna let all the Cub Scouts bring guns. You know, it'll be a good safety thing. Something bad could happen. It's like
the problem already is. I don't think it's going to be any more of a problem than there already is, because at camps the staff members can be both male and female, and that's for overnight camping. So our other camp out in Pioneer, Ohio, is a 9-week-long program, and you get 1 day off, but most people just sort of stay. Yeah. So you're sort of out there for, you know, what is that? 2.5 months. Yeah. There's always stuff going down. I don't think it's going to be any more of a prevalent problem.
Now, let me ask you this. You said there's a couple of camps that you belong to, right?
Yeah. So our council, which is Erie Shores Council, owns 2 camps. One out in Pioneer, Ohio, called Pioneer Scout Reservation, or Camp Frontier, and then we own the one out on Sylvania Road here in Sylvania, Ohio, called Camp Miaconda. Yeah. Now, is that for Scouts only, or can families go and camp there? It is a completely public. Open to the public. It's just like like Wildwood. It's same park hours, so from dusk till dawn. It's a walk-in camp. We say during our summer months, whenever we have the programming, that's not allowed. But you know, 10 months of the 12, it is a completely open walk-in.
I mean, can you camp in there?
Yeah, you can.
So if I want to take my kids and I want to go camp in there, I can.
100%.
I didn't know that. I thought it was
no.
Scouts only.
So we are looking for people to always come out, because BSA has been doing like redoing of the lines of like areas and councils and stuff, and they've been shutting down a lot of camps. Oh. And they shut down most of the camps from around the middle of Michigan all the way to the southern tip of Michigan. So the closest camp to them for most Michigan kids is Camp Miaconda. Wow. So we have a lot of Michigan kids that come out now. So, but we're always looking for kids, people, different organizations. We just made a new building that has a wet room and a dry room for reptiles and all that stuff. And we're trying to get like elementary schools to come out. We're trying to get TPS to get 5th grade camp started at Miaconda. So it's a completely open.
Yeah, and ACA is right across the street. You know, it's like, do they come over or do they do anything?
Yeah, they do some stuff, but not as much as they would want.
So, and you'd like to see more. See, that's my lead up.
I would love to see it.
That's my lead up question is when you guys are out there and.
I think that's on us. We need to promote it differently. But
when you're camping, are there Girl Scouts that are camping at the same time?
There
Different areas.
There can be.
I mean, has there been historically? Like, has it happened where?
It's happened, but it's very far and few between.
Okay, and now how about let's take a step back a little bit and say, has there been times when you guys were camping and the public was camping, non-Boy Scouts?
Yeah, 100. Oh, yeah, I'd say 1 in every 3 campouts.
Is
public? There's like a family out at a cabin or something.
So that's just as dangerous. As it would be. Okay, so now that was my question. And I didn't know that because I thought Miaconda was like the Scouts were just Scouts and Scouts only.
Like one of our biggest events we throw during the year is during the summer we have the Toledo Masonic Temple, and they come out and they rent like half the camp, and then after camp's done, we also have a camp called Camp Noah that brings in. It's basically they provide their own program. We just provide the camp, and they just do everything, and that's completely co-ed too. But you can rent a cabin while you're there doing that. You can just stay there. So
really, it's already been
it's already
quote unquote infiltrated. Like
it's already there.
Yeah, because it's not just the Boy Scouts only. You're not going to just Scout only. Because the public is allowed there, so who's to say somebody's not going to do something stupid?
See, and it's differentiating between different camps and different councils and stuff. Because the one out at Pioneer is open to the public, but that's an hour away from us.
No.
Video go down again?
No, I think it was just buffered for a second. I think we're back up.
Okay.
Yeah, we're back up. Okay, so it's Rivy Sticks.
Yeah.
So this is Miaconda, one of the oldest sites, one of the oldest camps.
It is. Yeah.
Okay.
Miaconda, we just hit our 100th last year.
100 years.
100 years. That camp's been open 100 years.
Right there.
1917. Yep.
And that's the thing. I don't know if you guys, local guy, you all know what I'm talking about, but like Derek and my friends in Texas and stuff like that, or if you're not from the area, Camp Miaconda is the one place that you can go to that you're away from the city or away from everything, but you're literally 5 minutes from a hospital.
Oh my gosh, yeah, you hear police sirens, and if you go into what we call the back 40, you're butting up to Sylvania Township housing and apartments and stuff. So you're in the middle of this Sylvania rich white neighborhood area.
Yeah, but it's actually an oasis.
Yeah, but it's just this like hidden hole in the ground. It's around the same size as Wildwood, if anybody knows what that is. And we're actually like right across the street from Wildwood.
Yeah.
So, but it's just this hidden gem. We've got our own lake. We've got programs that run throughout the year. We've got cabins. We've got a fort, as we call it. It's just this giant 4-walled area that's got this huge middle ground, and you can sleep in the barracks in the corners of the fort and stuff. Beautiful, beautiful place. I absolutely love it. We have a 100-foot pool too.
I would love to go check that out. I haven't been to Miaconda, the last time I went was Camp Alaska in Scouts.
Yeah, you can go out tomorrow.
That's amazing. I didn't know that, man.
Yeah.
See, that's what I wanted. That's why I wanted to talk about this stuff, and I wanted to get this out there because there's a lot that I didn't know because I haven't been around forever, and it's good to know that you guys have been camping with the public as it is, and when the Girl Scouts go out there, they're camping with the public as it is, and that makes me feel a little bit better that this has already been happening, but it's just now we're accepting girls into the scouting part. But nothing stopped anybody else from coming and being, hey guys, what are you guys doing here? Oh, we're scouts. Because I used to go to, we called it Condon Lake. Not Condom, it was Condon Lake. It was up in Bitely, Michigan in the Manistee Forest. And my friend's family found it years ago, like 40, 50 years ago. It wasn't even on the map. DNR doesn't come through, nothing. It was just this little hidden lake.
Yeah. And
everybody would go there and camp, and they would leave it the way they found it. Everybody was very respectful. And I remember one of the last times I camped there, there was a scout troop there.
Yeah.
And, they came through, and there was probably, 15, 20 families that were camping, and then here comes the scouts. And literally across the lake, was the Girl Scouts were camping on that side. It's like, and my fiance at the time, not this one, it was a long story. Anyway, we got those 3-person water balloon launchers.
Yeah.
And
those
she went and took one to the Girl Scouts on the other side of the lake, and then we had the Boy Scouts on our side. And we just were shooting them across the lake, and
that's awesome.
it was so much fun, you know.
Yeah.
And the girls they weren't like, oh my god, you know, because I thought that was what was going to happen, and it wasn't that way. They got right in there, and they're ready to go to war, man.
See, that's the thing. When there's been a lot of pushback when this whole girl conversation started, that they were like, girls aren't even going to want to join, and I think that's completely false. I've talked to so many girls around 14 to 17 when I was in high school that want to go out and camp. They want to go ride ATVs. They want to go learn how to do knots and lashings and obstacle courses and the whole 9 yards. But they just can't because Girl Scouts only pushes those cookies, and their camps are, I think that their camp, Camp Berry or something, is like the size of our parking lot.
That's terrible.
They do their entire program just in our parking lot.
Yeah.
So we have the capabilities to allow them to do it. Why not?
Well, see, that's the thing, you know, and you know, like my daughter said, is why can't we just fix the Girl Scouts? And I think it would take a lot of money.
Yeah.
And I think it would take more financially and just a man hour to try to revamp Girl Scouts to make it geared towards what girls are looking for now than to just simply accept, you know, girls into Boy Scouts. So, you know, I guess my mind's changed. I'm still a little leery because
I mean, everyone, you should be. Well, it's a change.
Yeah, you know, and just like, you know, and I hate to compare it to NAFTA, but you know, like I was petrified of NAFTA, and everybody's like, you just got to accept, you know, some change. Which, you know, I told you, kind of fucked that up, didn't we? But yeah, I hope everything goes well, and I hope, you know, things work out. And I think, you know, that if we could merge this and get two months of, you know, February cookies and June cookies,
dude, I'm
down.
I'm all for that. If I don't have to hoard my Thin Mints for 12 months.
And that's the thing. And you know, and I'm sorry, like if you guys out there, if you know, if a family member or a friend has a child that's in Boy Scouts, and you know popcorn time is coming around, you ain't buying that popcorn because it's absolutely amazing. You're buying it because you're trying to support that child and let them, you know, get the money for
there's
camp.
Actually now an option where you don't even have to buy the popcorn. You can just
donate the money because they know the popcorn's so bad.
We've also we've changed companies, and it's all just politics, and it's all bad. It's all stupid.
It is, and you know, here's the thing: like if Girl Scouts got cookies, I don't know, maybe the Boy Scouts come out with like beef jerky. You know, like. That's a boy thing, I guess. I like beef jerky.
I like beef jerky. It's great. It's delicious. Expensive.
It is very expensive to do. But I hope everything goes well, and I hope that the girls that do want to do this, they're able to without losing their affiliation with the Girl Scouts. Hope, you know, I don't know how they're going to do that, because I still think there should be some kind of separation because boys need to be taught boys things.
What I wish is that Boy Scouts still allows Girl Scouts to be a thing. I don't want Girl Scouts to go under. I just wish that they would be more inclusive into what the times are now. Because
you know a lot of girls that they want to do what you're doing, but don't have the ability to.
Yeah, and then they're just like, oh, well, I guess I'm going to go cheerlead for.
And isn't that sexist as well?
Yeah, that's the whole thing is sexist.
You know, because I mean, think about it. We're not allowing them, and that's the thing. I'm not saying that, you know, girls can do anything boys can do. You guys can have babies. You got us beat there. There's your trump card. But outside of that, you know, you should be able to, if you want to learn how to, you know, clean a gun, or you want to learn how to fire, you know, a gun properly, or bow and arrow, or you want to learn how to, you know, ride 4-wheelers and do all that stuff, then
why
can't you come on and you know, become part of the Boy Scouts and help them with stuff that they want to do?
And that's the thing is, like I said before, we already have that in place. It's just now we're allowing girls to get Eagle, is what we're trying to work towards.
Okay, so it was kind of like, okay, here you are, but you need to stop here.
You can do ATVs, you can shoot, you can do whatever, you can go to camp, and you can.
But I'm not going to get my Eagle Scout.
But you can't get Eagle Scout. That's still for guys.
Man,
but not until 2019.
Do you think in your lifetime that you will see a female Eagle Scout?
100%.
Really?
Yeah, dude. I think there's going to be, because there's already the thing that sort of kicked this off was there was a girl in Sydney, Australia or something that was like, I want to be an Eagle Scout just like my brother. And then this brought to the attention of BSA. And then I think that's sort of what kicked it off. And she's like in 4th or 5th grade. Nice. So in like 7 years, she could theoretically be graduating from the program with an Eagle Scout.
And I think that's amazing that opportunity is there. And yes, Rivy Sticks, whoever you are, that's your friend, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, my mind has been changed. And I accept that, and I'm man enough to say that I was wrong. I won't say I was wrong. I was ignorant. I didn't have all the information that I got, and I hope it works. I really do. I hope it works, and I hope that there's something that we can do on a local level that we can kind of perpetuate this whole conversation and get it into mainstream media. And let's have some council meetings about it. Let's talk about this, and let's get both Girl and Boy Scouts involved in it, and come to a resolve, and Girl Scouts too, as well as the Girl Scouts themselves, have them come through and say, look, this is what we've been looking for. And I know because Zoe's been talking about it for years.
Yeah.
You get to camp once a year, and if you're lucky.
And that's not fun. Like, why am I in this program?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, when you get to go camping, like, every other month, like Xavier, every other month, they would go to Mexico for ski trips.
Yeah.
Because they had, snow up there during the midsummer months and stuff. So he would go, skiing, and then they'd go down to the bottom and they'd go swimming. And, he would come back with all these stories.
Yeah.
And you could just see Zoe just so upset.
Yeah.
And I legitimately felt bad for her, but it's like, and in my mind, being the way I was like, well, what am I going to do? And this is a perfect answer to that problem.
Yeah.
Of what you're going to do. Let's let them be included and not excluded, especially because now that I know, like, they were camping with general public, it kind of takes away the stigma of girls only or boys only, because
it's not
anything,
like
if something bad was going to happen, it's going to happen.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, some guy, dad could just go batshit crazy, or some kid could run away, or, bad things are going to happen no matter what. But I just didn't know that the Girl Scouts and Boy Scouts and the general public were all able to camp in the same spot. And now that I know that, and things have been going well, and there's fail safes that are put in place, and DNRs in there and everything, don't fuck with those guys, dude. The forest cops and stuff.
Yeah, no,
I always thought, man,
I'm
side note, I was we had my buddy's bachelor party, and we ended the night, we got a cabin in Maumee Bay.
Mm-hmm.
And we had this huge cabin, had a huge party there, limos and all. It was crazy. But we stayed the night, and then I woke up next morning, I was getting ready to leave, and I had a 2001 Ford Lightning, and had a ton of work done to it. Stupid fast, before kids.
Yeah.
And I was shooting down one of the side roads, and one of the DNR guys were behind me. I was like, psh, it's a tree cop,
Yeah.
They have more jurisdiction than the Toledo Police Department.
Yeah.
They have the same jurisdiction as, like, State Highway Patrol.
Yeah.
They can give tickets, they can arrest.
They're on a level up, yeah.
Yeah, and that was, they caught me doing, I think it was like 140 or 160 into 55. Yeah, I went to the.
You probably went to jail that night.
No, I didn't go to jail, but I went to court, and the judge looked at me, and he's like, what do you have to say for yourself? I'm like, honestly, Judge,
I went 155.
Yeah, I was like, that's not the first. I got caught doing 230 miles an hour, and I thought I was going to jail. I got caught by State Highway Patrol, and he asked me to race him. I was like, you got an Interceptor, dude. This is going to be easy. And I beat his ass. But then he showed up to car night like 2 weeks later with like a 94 Mystic Cobra with $30,000 worth of traction work done. He's like, you want to run him? I'm like, no,
I'm good.
No, I'm good.
I know I'll lose. I'm good.
Yeah, but it was just that's when I found out that those guys, they can give tickets. And I told the judge, I was like, honestly, I thought it was a tree cop. He can't give me a ticket. She's like, well, what do you think now? I'm like, I think I was wrong. And I apologized. And, the cop was there. They gave me the ticket and stuff. And I told him, I was like, sir, I'm sorry. I apologize. I was just trying to get home. And I didn't think I belittled your job.
Power,
yeah. And your power. And for that, I'm truly sorry. And I got a $35 fine, and that was it.
Wow.
So dude, like, I went out there, I was like, I'm going to play the lottery right now, because this is not my.
I paid $135 because I ran the red light.
Oh, I know.
It sucks so bad. Get on whatever plane you're on.
I don't know. Like, I remember I got caught doing 75 and a 55 when I went to go visit my uncle in Virginia, and that's military, and there was a military, area that he was staying in, and the cop gave me a ticket. I was heading back here to Ohio.
Yeah.
So I did this court over the phone thing, and I sent this judge this huge letter saying I've never been anywhere, because at that time I just stayed in Toledo. I haven't been anywhere. I haven't done anything. It was the first time I ever seen anything outside of Toledo. Beautiful city. I just didn't understand the roadway. It was confusing to me. I apologize. Yes, I did speed, because I was trying to get around a car so I could get off, because I was stuck in the hammer lane. And that's when they caught me. And I just, dude, I'm not going to lie, I sucked this judge's ass like you would not believe. And He's like, okay, well, it's a $10 fine. And I'm like, because my uncle was like, you're going to jail or you're going to pay like $1,000. He's like, if you do 60 and a 55 here, it's like a $300 fine.
Oh my god.
I was like, okay, well, here's so much for Christmas. And
Yeah.
I got a $10 fine. And he's like, no, you didn't. I'm like, dude, I swear to God.
It's like, I'm not good, but sure.
And thank God.
Yeah.
But yes, I did change my mind. And then your friend says, to be honest, I think my mind has changed also. I think we should bring in the media. I do too. You know, but
I would love to talk to city council about this because I've noticed this conversation only happens in scouting because there's everyone who knows like my side of this and we're talking about this, and then there's the outside, no offense, like you that was misinformed and doesn't know a lot of this, and they're just like, it's a boys club, and I'm like, this is a problem that we're just talking about it between ourselves. And
like I said, I really thought the whole scouting thing was just a U.S. thing. I didn't know that there was scouting.
No, yeah, there's like I said, there's scouting in Iran, and that's even co-ed. And
see, that would scare the fuck out of me. I ain't gonna lie, dude. Could you imagine being a scout in Iran?
I would not want to be a scout in Iran.
Okay, no, we're gonna show you how to make a vest. No, you know, that didn't sound good to me. My friend Derek turned me on to. There's a Derek. Who's that group of women? They're a group of women, they're military, and they're all banging ass hot, but they're all like sharpshooters, snipers, killers, murderers, and it's like from Croatia or something like that. It's like Croatian army, but it's this group, and it's just women, and they're the bangingest women you ever seen in your life, but they'll kill you in a second.
Dead on, yeah.
And I was like, man, if I'm gonna die from like a bad guy, that's the bad guy I want to die from. Like I want to die with a smile on my face.
Yeah.
But you know, and who says a woman can't do that? You know, so it's back to that. It's, you know, I'm all for women's rights, but I'm not for the everybody deserves a trophy. Okay.
Yeah, no, dude, I'm in the same boat. That's why I don't like Girl Scouts, because they enforce that. We don't.
And that's the thing that's scary, because, you know, like I said, you know, in Texas, we stayed in Odessa, dude. If you got second place in football, you were the loser. Period. It wasn't like, okay, we're gonna go get ice cream. The coaches were like, we need to do better. We're gonna go back to our 2-a-days, and we're gonna find out what we did wrong. We're gonna review the tapes, and we're gonna make it better. And this is grade school football.
Yeah.
You know, and it wasn't like, oh, we're all going to get ice cream. No, you fought, and you got cut from the team. If you weren't good enough, there was cuts. It wasn't everybody was a team member.
Yeah.
And at first, you know, my wife and everybody's like, well, I just think that's very, you know, that's mean and barbaric. I'm like, no, that's the way it's supposed to be. It's survival of the fittest.
Yeah.
If you suck at football, you probably shouldn't be playing football. You know, my son, I remember we put him in soccer. He was like 5. There was these 2 little twin boys, dude. These kids were doing zone defense, and I was like, wow, my son's picking dandelions and messing around in the corner with this other girl, and they're just throwing shit in the air. I'm like, and then these other kids are running zone defense. I'm like, my kid's broken. I got a defective child, okay, you know, but it was just crazy to see that kind of you know, that kind of dedication, and it wasn't like the dad was yelling, you know, do this. They just knew that that's what they wanted. They've just been soccer players their whole lives, and they loved it.
And that's the thing with me, was I got into scouts really early on. My family's been super involved, and I think maybe that might change my opinion. I'm clearly biased.
Well, you know, and here's the thing: there's a lot of people that are in your situation, and you know, they're just in as much into scouting as you are, but they didn't have parents to help them or push them.
Yeah, and that was the thing. My father and I didn't really bond a lot until scouting.
Mm-hmm.
Him and we've done all the stuff together. He's helped me with my Eagle project. He helped me get to national events, and he was a big proprietor to get me into that youth leadership training thing, because he knew I wasn't the best at speaking. I was sort of the loner.
And look at you now.
Yeah, and now
you're talking to 4 people right now. 4? Yeah, I think it was 5.
I mean, that's more people than I, you know.
You know, but that's the thing, you know, and that's why I do. Well, the reason why I restarted doing all the different programs that I'm doing is just because I wanted to see my weight loss, and because I down 103, I don't see it. Yeah. Like I still see the fat guy, and I tell people that all the time. But now I can go back on the videos and I can check.
And you can see the change.
Exactly. Yeah. You know, but that
was something that I loved in my scouting, was from the second I started, I saw that, you know, there are awkward kids and there are all these other people, but if I do the things that I know I need to do, I'll become a better person. I'm a more helpful person now than I was when I first
Because you know you're going to run into you.
Yeah.
You're going to run into a younger version of you,
Yeah.
like when you first got into Scouts, and they're having the same issues with, you know, being awkward and stuff as you were, and you could be like, look, I did the same thing, and this is what I did.
Yeah.
So you got that chance to help another you out, which, you know, everybody's like, what would you tell the younger you? You actually have the opportunity to do that.
That's
a blessing.
That's the most beautiful thing about Scouting to me, is that Scouting is made to give back to Scouting. It's made to build on itself. So the Eagle Scouts, you're not supposed to just get your Eagle and get out.
Mm-hmm.
You're supposed to join back in with a troop. You're supposed to go on to Order of the Arrow, or go on to Venturing, or go on to whatever, and then eventually work your way back into, and maybe being an assistant scoutmaster or whatever, do whatever. Like, I'm not as involved in the troop as I should be, but
why would you say that is?
My troop was sort of failing, so
Okay.
I only had like 7 people in my troop.
Oh,
and
okay.
Yeah, it was a very, very small troop. I think there's like 2 now, and it's just they're about to eagle out, and then the troop's gonna disband. So yeah,
don't that hurt you a little bit?
Yeah,
like,
it does. It does. That, like, my numbers, I don't even know if they're on the other now. That my numbers will literally mean nothing in like 3 years, which sucks. But my father, the troop that he was in when he was a kid, isn't around anymore, but he's helping out with the local troop in his area, which is Pemberville, Ohio.
Oh, okay.
So he helps out with 332 out in Lucky. And then like I said, my duty is that I continue to give back to camp. Mm-hmm. So I always, here and there, I'll volunteer. And then, like I said, during the summer, that's when I do my primary push to help them.
Now, is there, like, if you wanted to, I mean, would you have the ability to start your own troop if you wanted to? And
you can, but it's a lot harder than said than done, because you got to have like 15 people with you, because you got to have like, you have to be the scoutmaster, and then you got to have assistant scoutmasters and executive board members. Mm-hmm. And then you also have to have so many youth to have a currently running troop and whatever.
So it'd be easier if you just try to breathe life back into your current troop.
Yeah.
Then.
Yeah.
Is that something that you're trying to do? Or?
Yeah, I've the couple of guys that were a little years younger than me, I went, and when you get Eagle Scout, there's this thing called the Eagle Board Review. And if you're an Eagle Scout, you can sit in on this, and you are part of the deciding factor for them getting Eagle Scout.
So you're a shareholder.
Yeah. So I've gone back to the kids that I got into scouting. Mm-hmm. You know, I recruited. They said, "Hey, I want to join your troop because you are super cool, and I want to be just like you, and I want to get Eagle Scout and stuff." And then I sat on their Eagle boards, and I got them to come out to work at camp with me. And now, like, one of them, he got Eagle Scout. He got into a fraternity. And when he went to college, and he's coming back, he's transferring from Cincinnati back to Toledo just so he can work at the other camp.
See, that's amazing.
Yeah.
So, and that's just, you knew that nobody pushed you to do that. You just
knew that was just because I knew this kid, and I knew that he.
And you knew that's what they needed.
Yeah.
Because it's like you're watching your alma mater die.
Oh my gosh! Yeah.
You know, that would be horrible. You know, and I mean, I know there's a lot of troops that are out there that have been around for
years,
since the beginning, almost. You know,
there's a troop in Toledo that's almost 100.
Really?
Yeah, I think they're like 85 to 90 something there.
See, and that's amazing. It's a small, but I think that when it gets to that, it gets commercialized.
Yeah, their troop, they pump out numbers. They have like 95 on the books, but they have like 40 that actively do stuff. And they're trying to pump out as many Eagles as they can and trying to get them out as fast as possible. I don't agree with that. I like my setting where I came from a small section.
You had to earn it.
Yeah, and it was, if you don't, because like in that troop, there's what's known as paper Eagles. So your mom does all your paperwork, and your dad is the one building the project and stuff. But in my troop, it was, if I didn't do it, I didn't get it. Yeah. So
well, then you had a family backing that said if you didn't do it, you're not going to get it.
Yeah, they're like, my dad got to the first rank, and then he dropped. My grandfather only got to life. So I'm the first one in my direct line that has gotten Eagle, which is like a huge thing for my family. Yeah,
absolutely. That's that's like saying the first one to graduate college, or
you
know, because like you said, it's not just something that boys do, and then when they become men, that's something they drop and don't worry about anymore.
No,
that follows you everywhere.
Being an Eagle Scout stays with you. I actually I keep this on me at all times. I keep all my Scout stuff on me. And they give you, when you get an Eagle Scout, you get a card, and pretty much every Eagle Scout carries this card.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Eagle Scout.
So it's got your name, your date that you got it, and that is what a lot of Eagle Scouts. I went out to Denver for a steel drum conference.
Mm-hmm.
I went to a pen shop of all places, and there was a pen that they were selling.
That's awesome.
It was like a $4,000 pen, and it had JFK and like the Americas all written all over it and stuff. And I mentioned, I was like, man, this would be cool in like a scouting collection. And he was like, you're a scout? I'm like, yeah. He's like, are you an Eagle Scout? I was like, yeah, I just got it like a couple months ago. He's like, pull out your card. And he pulled out his card, and we were just comparing cards. Just a random pen shop guy, you know?
That's crazy.
I want to show you my tattoo, man, too.
Okay, yeah, let's do this.
Sorry, it's on my chest, so it's a little bit.
Oh, here, I'm put on some good music. Here we go, guys.
So this is.
Let me get on the big screen.
I don't know if they can see that. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah,
Damn.
It's this big chest piece. Yeah.
Where'd you get that done at?
Steel Addictions over on Monroe Street.
Nice.
I'm actually getting full sleeves, and it's going to be starting from my Tiger Cub, my first grade, all the way up, all across my arm, and then my adult stuff over here.
Oh, that's what's up.
Yeah. So I'm just going to be scout padded all the way, man.
So what do the others, like people in Scouts, say about that?
There's some that are against it, but I've inspired myself. I've inspired a couple of my friends to get scouting tattoos. So there's this huge fad now.
But why not? I mean, there's military tattoos. There's
why not? Like if you're proud of being an Eagle Scout, and if you're proud of what you did and you're serving in your program, why not get it tattooed on your body?
That's your story is amazing. Like, dude, I'm so happy that you came through, man.
Dude, I love the scouting program, man. This is my life and blood. I got on my keys. I even have a lanyard for Eagle Scout and engraved with my name and stuff. Like
that's what's up.
I even wear Scout socks on a daily basis, man. This is just like my life.
See, and why not? Why if it's something that you love, man? You know, love it. Man. Let people know. And here's the thing: I have more respect for you because you were the one that said, "Yeah, I'll do this show." Yeah. Instead of being the keyboard warrior, because I'm not gonna lie. Once I seen what was happening and the light bulb went off in my head about doing a show, I was like, I'm gonna really see how many feathers I can rile up to see if I can get other people to come in. And you were the only one.
Damn.
So
that sucks.
Well, but here's the thing. Now that y'all know, how about I turn on the right camera there, dipshit? You're talking to nobody.
It's just me on the screen.
You know, now that you guys know that that's what I did. You know, if you see me riling feathers. You know, I'm a firm believer of you know, if it's something that you believe in, stand up for it. Don't let people, you know, sway your decision. These are my beliefs, and this is what I take to heart, and this is something that I love. And either you can share it or you can hide it. And I don't think it's something that you should hide. I really don't. It's nothing to be ashamed of or anything like that. It's just, you know, I was sitting there basing my opinion, and believe me, if I would have went through all this and I would have said, you know what, I still think it's bullshit. I still don't think that this is something that should happen. I would be the first, and you could go ask my wife because I know what my shoes taste like. Yeah. Because my foot's in my mouth on a daily basis. But you know, I'm man enough to say that I think that this is something that needs to be explored deeper, and I think it's something that we need to bring in on a local level, no matter where you guys are, whether it be, you know, here in Toledo or in any other country or state, because I know I got people watching from Australia and Germany and stuff like that. A lot of people watch afterwards, and then you'll see a whole bunch of comments. I try so hard, dude. I just can't get it right. Like second shift, I work till 11 o'clock, and I'm here by 11:30, and then I got on. I do a show. Yeah. I do 4 shows a night for just my personal page, and then the gastric sleever page, and then the December gastric sleever page, and then I usually do a YouTube just to get it up there. Mm-hmm. And it's, you know, it's because I'm passionate about whatever the hell it is I'm talking about. And, you know, and there's a lot of people out there, especially on the sleever side, that, you know, they're like, you know, thank you. You know, there's 4 people that I've, you know, that actually gave them the words of encouragement they needed to get the surgery. The surgery isn't for everybody, and I tell people that. But, you know, I do get naysayers in there that say that I'm a cheater, and, you know, I couldn't lose weight the proper way, so I cheated and had my stomach removed. And, no, man, you know, but that's the thing I tell them is this is not. Do whatever works for you, man. But this wasn't my plan B. This was my plan Z. It was either this or die. Yeah. And when I came up with that decision to do that, after I said, okay, I'm going to have to do the surgery thing, now I need to do some research. It literally took me 6 years to do my research to find out, because where I lived at in Texas, you could just jump over to Mexico, and for like $1,200, you can have the surgery done and it's done and over.
That's probably some shady.
It's $67,000 here, you know, and I know a lot of people that went to Mexico and got it done, and it worked beautifully for them. The problem I had with, and the reason why I didn't do it is, God forbid if you have any kind of complication now or down the road, no doctor in the U.S. will touch you because you had the surgery in Mexico.
Oh, yeah.
So now you have to go back to Mexico and you have to wait to try to have somebody, you know,
fix you there.
You know, and that's to me that was just a deal breaker for me. And I'm proud of all you guys that have done it and it worked. I can't. There was just way too much. The bad outweighed the good on that one for me.
Yeah.
So I did it the right way. I quit my job and I worked 2 days a week and got on Obamacare and just sat around for a little while, and then they approved me and paid for the surgery in whole. So then I went back and got another job. Yeah, okay, I guess I screwed the system that way, but
hey, man,
I didn't have 60-something. Well, they allow it.
That's what I'm saying.
And that's the thing. And you know, with weight loss, man, it's like it's the only disease that people shun you for. You know, you don't hear anybody go, dude, what the fuck's wrong with you? You got cancer?
Yeah.
You know, no, it's like, why are you so fat? You know, it's like, well, I'm obese and I can't lose weight. And people talk to you bad about, you know, and I'm, so it's like, I'm trying to change that. And I don't know, I just talked to you and I seen this happen, this light bulb went off and I was like, here's something else that we could possibly do to help out scouting. Cause I'm not trying to condone, bashing or, hazing or any of that shit. But I didn't, how can I say it? I wanted to, if this could be a jump off part for other people to have conversation locally or abroad, then cool. I'm glad I could help out. Yeah. If it falls on deaf ears, you and I got to hammer this out and we became friends. And that's
we got to experience what a lot of people don't.
Exactly. And that's just, and that's, I think, what's wrong with a lot of the world today is, and I've been saying it to the people that I was fighting with on Allie's pages, you can't sit here and expect me to respect your decision if you don't respect my decision. Mm-hmm. These are my views. You need to respect them just as much as you want me to respect yours. Even though we don't agree with each other,
you gotta respect.
You gotta respect him. And then finally, this girl, like after 48 hours, she finally said, "Okay, well, I respect what you're trying to say, but you need to see my side." And I was like, you know what, you're absolutely right, and I apologize. The snowflake thing was to rally up, and it worked. So hopefully, people seen this and everybody's happy and all that good stuff. So we are dwindled down to 2 or 3 viewers, and I think they're me, and you. Yeah, because I have 2 of them up. So anyway, guys, so that was the show. So I will say for show number 1, my mind has been changed. The whole debate with girls being allowed into Boy Scouts, I'm going to say that with more research and making sure, I think that there should be some kind of town hall meeting or something that says, okay, here's the fail-safes that we are attempting to put into place to make sure this is a safe environment. And if, the Boy Scouts and the Girl Scouts and their families are able to say yay or nay on that, then I'm all for it. If they feel that there's enough there to justify or to warrant to have this merge happen and feel safe that your kids are going to be safe, then let's do this. Let's not keep it away from each other. But at the same time, I don't want to see the Girl Scouts be the thing of the past and nobody remembers, that stuff, because there's stuff that they do learn in there that is very
valuable.
It's very valuable. Yeah. So that's where I stand. So there you go, guys. That's the inaugural show for Likwid versus the World. I don't know what else. I don't have any outro music or anything like that. Like my vape shows, I got intro and outro, and I just haven't done it yet.
It just ends.
This I'm just going to hit end, and we're going to go away.
Well,
but
I'm glad I could be a part of it.
Man, thank you for coming in and taking time out of your day. If there's anything ever you want to talk about, or if there's anything you want to get off your chest, man, this studio is open. That's what I like doing, is just trying to help people get their, get whatever it is that's on their mind out there to start conversation to help change. Whatever the change may be. It might not be something I even know about, but if I can give you the medium to do it, let's do it. Like I said, I don't know with the scouting and Camp Miaconda and stuff like that, or any of the camps that you currently head up, but if there's any way that I can help, even if it's, you guys are going to do some kind of like jamboree or whatever, I would love to donate my time and my music, and I can come out and play. And
we are always we're always looking for more events, and we're always looking for volunteers. So
so like if you guys want to do a lock-in or anything like that, I'll be more than happy to donate my time. And I'm not trying to like drum up business, because I'm not going to ask for anything. I just want I want to help out, man. I want to see the Scouts thrive, and I don't want it to go away where there's there's one troop in Dayton that we get to see once a month or something like that, and that's where everybody goes. Because look at Michigan right now.
Yeah, that's
that's sad.
Yeah,
and Michigan's got some of the greatest forests in the whole country.
Yeah, that's the thing that's super depressing. Is like when we got to decide on this. We got to do a vote. Every scout got to vote. And I voted against it because basically it said we were going to close down the Aconda and we were only going to go down to one camp. And I was like, that's not a good thing. But Michigan said yes. They all said they want to do this, so they went. But I think they're called Area 3. We were Area 2. And Area 3 is now all encompassing of like half of Michigan, part of Wisconsin, and part of Indiana. Yeah.
And they all come to Miaconda?
And they're supposed to, yeah. But
that's
a lot
amazing.
of them are just like, fuck it, I'll just go to the other one that's like right here, even though it's not my district.
So is Miaconda suffering?
We're gaining business from it, but we're still in the red. We've been in the red for a long time.
Wow, I didn't know that. I thought, because I mean, it's beautiful.
Yeah, beautiful camp. But the problem is, this is on us. We don't run enough programs in this camp. We run all of our programs at the other camp because we have a lot more facilities. Out there is where we have like ATVs, rifles, shotguns. Out here, we only have like an archery range and a BB range. Yeah. So because we're in city of Sylvania,
it's kind of hard to be shooting off shotguns.
Yeah, we can't do all that.
Next thing you know, you sound like the east side of Toledo.
Yeah.
You know what you 05ers do. You're crazy ass people. But that's cool though that there's an opportunity there, and like I said, if there's anything I can do to help out,
man,
please let me know. You know where I live now, and
I'll reach out to you sometime.
Yeah, please do, and don't be a stranger. And like I said, if you ever want to revisit this or anything else, if there's something that you and your friends want to put together and you want to get it out there, come into the studio and do what you need to do. We can do some recordings if you want to do a video or whatever it is that you want to do. I'll figure it out and we'll get it down, and just for the sake of doing it. My friend Bill, I met him in Texas, and he does the same thing for local bands and stuff like that. Like there's a huge, one of my favorite heavy metal bands is Nightmare Canvas and Auslander. They're both out of Odessa, and he helped them because he was getting ready to move as well. He put everything, laid their 8 tracks down, did their master recording, showed them how to record, how to lay down the tracks, because he was getting ready to move. And now their first album is dropping, and it's pretty amazing. And of all places, he moved to Ohio, so he's over there helping out. I'm telling you, man. Like, so now he's over there doing the same thing. So it's like, well, I could do the same thing here, with the studio and just try to help people out. I'm not one of those people like, yeah, you can use studio. It's $125 an hour. People don't have that,
Nobody has that.
But if I can get a blurb on the back of something that says, thank you for Likwid Studios for helping me out. That's all I'm asking for. The stuff's here, and I can do this, and my wife knows I'm not out at the bar, which I can't drink anymore anyway because I don't have a stomach. That sucks, dude.
Yeah, dude, I'm sure. I don't drink at all. Like I said, I'm 20. But it's never been my thing. Never been my real thing. So
21. He's gonna be back here and be like, I'm gonna have to go through rehab now. Did you know that there's a BSA drink? It's a shot. There is too, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
I did not know
it's
that.
What is it? It's no, it's what the hell was it? It was Bacardi and something in absinthe. I can't remember what the hell it was. Yeah, and it's a really good drink, but I don't know if you know anything about absinthe.
I know. Isn't absinthe like you have to like salt or sugar or something?
Oh, it runs through like a salt cube. Yeah, but it was illegal for the longest time, and I guess I think it's legal now. But like drops of this stuff will ruin you, and I've seen like a little bottle like this big will last you a lifetime. No. And people are like doing big stop, you guys.
Trying to screw your body up.
No shit. There's a lot more to live for. You don't need to just Have you ever seen that commercial where the guy's like, here, you want to bite deep fried butter, and his stomach jumps out of his chest and runs away?
Boy,
it's for Prilosec or something. He's at a carnival and he's talking to this guy and he's eating his deep fried butter, and he's like, you want to try some deep fried butter? And his stomach runs out, and they say the little thing for Prilosec, and he's like, who would have thought that this is bad for you? And the dude's like, everybody. And the thing is, deep fried butter is a thing, like in Texas.
That's gross.
It's
gross.
Deep fried everything. They do. And the thing is like the carnivals and fairs in Odessa start in February.
Yeah.
It's always warm, fucking hot there. And like they got these humongous turkey legs, these huge turkey legs you walk around and eat, and then brisket, of course. Oh man, I tell you, I thought they had the worst food in the world there. Like when it came to pizza, like their idea of good pizza was like Papa John's.
Yeah,
I'm like, you guys don't know Gino's Pizza, you don't know Jets, you don't know JoJo's, you don't know Hanky's or J&G. It's like, oh my God, there's so many pizzas.
But then they got deep fried butter.
But they got deep fried butter. I'll tell you what though, man, like the brisket there, and they're really big on chicken fried steak. No.
Chicken fried steak?
Chicken fried steak. It's like the steak that they beat the piss out of. That turns out to be paper thin. They bread it and deep fry it, and there's this white sauce that goes with it. It's the most bland thing you've ever tasted in your life. There's no taste to it, and I don't care what Tika and Derek. You can say whatever you want. If you watch this, the stuff's fucking horrible. You guys are stupid for eating that shit. It tastes like paste. But like there's DQs everywhere, Dairy Queens. Like DQs are everywhere.
We have like one. Or
we have
two.
one,
Yeah.
that I know of.
Like
It's like their thing was like, you know how we had that DQ mouth that talks or whatever.
Yeah.
Down there was a DQ. This is the stop sign of Texas. Was like
Wow.
yeah, it was crazy.
Wow.
I don't even know where I was going with this story.
You ever had Zaxby's? It's like a better KFC.
Really?
And it's in like southern. I went out to Oklahoma for spring break one time and it was there. And I looked it up and it's just like some family company. And so they're only like Oklahoma, Texas, Nevada, like this weird southern area. But it's the best friggin' chicken I've ever had in my entire life. If anybody from Zaxby's is listening, the best damn chicken I've ever had.
See, I would like to try it, but I would have to fight it with Bush's chicken.
Bush's chicken?
Yeah, the George W. Bush's. He has his own.
I didn't know
But
that.
yeah, well, Midland is where they grew up. And
I did not know
Midland
that
County, yeah.
Okay.
And he's got this thing. It's Bush's chicken, and it's cool because you drive through. It's a drive-through, and when you come around the other side, there's no speaker or nothing. It's just the wall has the menu on it, and people come out and be like, "What you want?" You tell them what you want, and the chicken is amazing. It's got great flavor. It's not too much, grease or anything like that. And then they got these what the hell are they? These jalapeno muffins that are they're good, dude. They're amazing. It's like cornbread with jalapenos in it and stuff, so it's really good.
Weird,
so that's good. And then another one is Whataburger.
Dude, I had when I was out in Oklahoma, that shit.
It's crack.
Me out,
and dude, and do you see how big the burgers are?
Oh my god, it was this.
And it's a heavy burger. It ain't like
God.
McDonald's where like they got like the double Big Mac now or whatever, and it's still just bullshit. It's a lot of bread. Like you can get a double cheeseburger from Whataburger.
Whataburger, it was like $8, and it's got this giant thing, and we were just like sitting and talking. I just ate the whole thing, and then we all just passed out because this burger just sunk to our stomach.
I had a friend of mine. I went to go move for her son from California to here a few months ago.
Yeah.
And so we're out in California, and we're driving back with the U-Haul. And before we left, he's like, "Oh, have you ever had In-N-Out Burger?" I'm like, "No, I've heard about it." Mm-hmm. He's like, "Oh man, In-N-Out Burger is 10 times better than Whataburger." I'm like, "Okay, well, dude, I'm down. Let's do this."
Try it. Yeah.
No,
Whataburger is way better.
Oh my god, their ketchup has heroin in it or something.
Dude, something. It's got some weird.
There's like some kind of sweetness, and then they got this spicy ketchup on top of that.
Oh my god, it's so good. Dude, their fries are good too.
I know everything about Whataburger. I want to bring a Whataburger up here. We
had Zaxby's. I was there for a week. We had Zaxby's twice and Whataburger thrice.
See?
So we were in love with it.
I'm telling you, man. As soon as I found Whataburger, that and Jack in the Box for some reason.
I've never actually had Jack.
Jack in the Box is geared towards stoners and drunk people, like even their commercials are.
Okay.
Because like after 11 o'clock, you can drive up to a Jack. We call them Jack in the Crack. You can go in and you can get it's a double cheeseburger instead of buns. It's 2 grilled cheese sandwiches as a bun.
Oh my god!
And then you can get everything on it fully loaded. You get mix and match fries, so you get curly fries and straight fries, and then you get 3 tacos. It was a hamburger, the fries, 3 tacos, and something else, and a large drink for like $4.99.
Oh my gosh! Do you know about the 7x7 stacker at Steak and Shake?
Uh-uh.
It is 7 patties with 7 layers of cheese in between for $7.
No shit. Did you do it?
Yeah.
Did you eat it?
Like half of it. I had to bring half of it home. Yeah. I just cut it up and ate it because it's just too big. It's like this tall. Yeah.
There's this one another place. I can't remember where we went to. It's in Odessa, but they made this burger. It's a half-pound burger, and it's a double, so it's a whole pound, and it's
just a whole pound of meat.
It's a pound of meat, and it's not even huge. It's like it's diameter-wise it's huge, but it's a decent thickness, and like one of those burgers feeds like 5 people.
Yeah, it's a pound of meat.
On top of everything else that's on it.
Yeah.
You got 15 pounds of pickles and onions and lettuce and tomato, all this crap. But somebody had brought one into the shop, and they're like, "You got to really try this." I'm like, "Okay." So.
You ever had Rivals Pizza?
Right down here.
Yeah.
I've heard of it.
Do you know what their challenge there? It's like a 60-inch diameter pizza. 2 people with like 30 pounds of cheese on it or some stupid. I had a couple friends who did it, and they got all but like 2 pieces. and they said they were just puking for like 2
Oh yeah,
days.
probably miserable. It probably
Yeah.
didn't poop for a week.
But it's like $100. But if you win, nobody's won. But if you win, you get your name on a board, and you don't have to pay for pizza.
See, where were you? Where were you when I had a stomach? Like, I would have been like challenged because I was in San Antonio. We had a vape convention in San Antonio, and we're on the boardwalk, and we stopped at a Mexican restaurant, and they had a 10-pound burrito challenge there.
Oh my god!
I'm like, oh, I got this. I had ate all day. I was starving, and my boss was like, okay, dude, let's do it. I'll pay for it. I'm like, okay, well, you ain't gonna have to pay for shit. I'm killing this thing.
Yeah, you won't even have to pay for it.
They stuff it full of. I don't like steamed rice because steamed rice doesn't fully plump up all the way. So when it gets wet in your stomach, it swells.
Yeah.
So there's a ton of rice in there, and I got chicken because I figured chicken would be easier to digest. I tried, man. I got 7 pounds in, and I just
7 pounds.
Yeah, you got an hour to eat it, you know. And I tried, and you know they're like, oh, we're going out drinking afterward. Let's go. We're gonna go drinking. I'm like, I'm going back to the hotel. I feel miserable.
Yeah, I'm gonna go puke.
This was Friday night.
Yeah.
I'm there till Sunday. So Friday night, I went in there. They partied. I went to the room, and then I had the convention all day Saturday. I went back to the room. They went out to eat, partied again, and then I had Sunday. It was like 13 days before I pooped. Like,
wow,
they were buying squares. Like, when is he gonna poop? And
when my friends did that, they said they didn't poop for a couple weeks because the cheese.
Yeah, pooping is very important, guys. You need to poop. The stuff is you gotta poop a lot.
Poop all the time.
That's right. But anyway, man, we probably went way over. We got 2 hours into it. So.
It's fun.
It is. It's hilarious. And the thing is I know those girls on Allie's page are watching. They're probably like, well, he's not as much, or maybe they do think I'm a dick. I don't know, but it worked, and I got you to watch.
Hey man, that's all that counts, right?
Yep. And I asked Allie if she was going to come out, and she never answered me.
Yeah, dude, I sent her a message. I was like, hey, this dude just said I should come on the show. Like, he said to talk to you or something. And she was like, yeah. He does this like show and he talks in like politics and he's like, I just try to stay out of it. I was like, okay.
So how do you know Allie?
I was in a fraternity and she was really involved in the fraternity. Like, just she knew everyone, and then she added me on Facebook because I was in it. And then
isn't it amazing how you like know my family?
Yeah, it's real weird how I know 2 ends of your family. I would have expected maybe 1.
I know that was the thing, and because I was even I was in here doing a setup, and Tanya, Jake's mom, got a hold of me. She's like, I got to tell you something. I'm like, oh.
I was hoping it wouldn't come up.
You know, I was like, oh shit. You know I haven't talked to her in a minute. You know, like a while. I'm like,
somebody's dead.
Okay, yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm like, okay, dead. Who's dead? And she's like, the person that you're getting ready to have this debate with. I'm like, yeah. She's like, you know, that's Jake's friend. Just be respectful. I'm like, why does everybody think I'm an ass? I'm not an ass. I'm really not.
No, I mean, because I also sort of skewed it a little bit differently because I talked to Jake before I even knew your relation to him. And then I was just like, man, this guy was like saying that like we girls are gonna take away like things from scouts, and I'm like, that's not how this is gonna go at all, dude. And I was like, he invited me on a show, and then he went on my page and he was like, David Valdez, and I was like, yeah. He's like, dude, that's like my cousin or something. I was like, oh shit, okay, great. Well, and then he texted me, he's like, hey, don't be like a massive dick to him.
Well, see, that's what everybody kept telling me. I'm like, I wanted to have and I told everybody that.
Yeah.
I want to have an adult conversation. I'm not going to cut you off. I'm not going to, you know, try to paint you in a corner. I'm not going to, let's find out what's going on, because maybe I don't have all the answers, or maybe you do. And I'm glad I did. I'm really glad I came in.
I'm glad I got some points off of you from, you know, the Girl Scout side that I didn't really see.
So that's cool. Come up with something else, dude. If there's anything you want to debate,
dude, I love debating politics, man.
Now I'm not really. See, here's the thing.
I love politics.
See, and that's the first thing I told my friend Rob that was here last night. I'm like, how long do you think we're gonna get into this video before it turns into like I'm a Trump lover or something? He's like, probably 8 seconds. And I'm glad it didn't go to that, because it has nothing to do with me.
No, I wasn't gonna bring it up.
And I can't argue politics because I'm not on one side or the other. I love my guns. I think women should be able to have abortions if they're raped, and you know, I think that if I see my neighbor's house getting robbed, I have every right to shoot the person that's doing it.
Yeah, no, dude, I'm right there with you. I'm sort of fluid, like you said you were. I don't really affiliate. I'll broadcast my views. I don't care, but I identify as a Democrat, but that's just because I just chose a box. It didn't. I don't really identify with that.
You have to choose something when you go in there.
So I just identify as Democrat, but I pick whoever is the best job and whatever things best fit with my personal views, instead of trying to shoehorn myself into a Democratic side.
See, my thing is, like, the last time I remember, because I'm 44, the last time I remember actually looking forward to a presidency or a president winning was Ronald Reagan.
I wasn't.
And now it's just like, but now it's just like, who's gonna fuck us the less?
Yeah,
that's sad.
That's what sucked, man.
And then here's the thing: once you start saying something like that, then it's like, oh, okay, well, you're a conservative, and then they want to put you in some kind of box.
Yeah, they want to put a label on.
Yeah, if you're gonna label me, guys, like honestly, I'm a Texan. I love my guns, I love my food, I love my wife, and that's pretty much it. Everything else is just secondary.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's fair that you have to say, okay, well, it's either 100% or no percent.
Yeah, because that's not how humans work, man.
No, and there's no side of anything is 100% right. Like even in religion, the Catholics can't say they're 100% right. The Jews can't say they're 100%.
Yeah.
We're gonna find out,
Somebody,
but you're not gonna be able to tell anybody about it, because you're gonna be on that side, and just I don't know, just live life is my biggest thing. Man.
Life is short.
And nobody gets out alive.
No, everyone's gonna die.
So have as much fun. Just how big of a footprint you want. And I end every show that way. It's just, try to be nice to people and treat people like you want to be treated. Because if you do that, you can never go wrong. If you treat somebody like you want to be treated, you won't go wrong. Just like the people that didn't want to listen to my side of the view on this. It was my view up until I got to do this interview. And my view has changed, and that's allowed to happen. You're allowed to change your views once you get more information. It's not whatever you call it, him hawing or whatever you want to call it, seesawing back and forth or whatever. It's just I didn't have all the information. So now that I have more information, I feel like I'm better versed in this. I see validity in this, and I think it's something that we need to pursue more. So hopefully you guys do too. I hope
Thanks
you guys.
For having me out, man.
Oh no, like I said, anytime. So hopefully you guys thought this was like enjoyable and entertaining and somewhat funny. I tried to throw a couple of jokes in, but we'll see what happens next when Likwid takes on the world. So you guys take care of yourself and take care of one another. I do appreciate it, and I guess I'll say the final words. I've been following Will Smith a lot. He has a page he does, and the one thing that he had, the last one I remember is he had fail hard, fail early, and fail often, because out of those failures is when success comes through. Nobody is 100% successful all the time. You learn from those failures, and you need to learn from those failures, whether it be in life, whether it be in your marriage, whether it be in just everyday work or whatever. Fail, because that shows progress, and that shows that you're trying to better yourself. Just like I was talking to one of the girls on Allie's page, and I said, come on to the show and try to learn something. And she said that she's learned enough. Thank you very much. You can never learn enough. There's always, I got a gentleman here, 20 years of age, that just taught me a ton of stuff, and I'm grateful and blessed that happened. So just, go ahead and fail, guys, and just make sure that you get back up. Don't ever be down, because there's somebody out there that'll listen to you. If not, get a hold of me. I'll listen. So thanks a lot for watching. I appreciate it. You guys have a wonderful night, and we'll see you back out here tomorrow. Peace.